Hello, I'm Mary Harder of the Docents.
And I'm Ed Kozlowskis of the Docents, and welcome. Mary will begin by talking about the statue of St. Francis and give you background information on the chapel.
At the entrance to the chapel outside, you just saw a statue of St. Francis that was done by Benjamin Buffano. Oftentimes called Crazy Benny, because he does very unusual works of art. This particular statue is of paint and mosaic on concrete, and the top is copper. Buffano designed the statue for a couple in the Quinta that was building a house there and wanted St. Francis at the front door. Father Jack was our priest at that particular time, and he tried to tell the couple, who were parishioners here, that they should gift the statue to the church, but they declined. Many years later, they sold the house, and the buyers did not want St. Francis at the front door. So we inherited him at that time. We're very grateful to have him, even if he is a little bit unusual. Welcome to Christ Chapel and Labyrinth. The chapel was designed by Brother Aspel, a Marianist from Cupertino, and was completed 14 years after the church. The chapel is a different kind of architecture in that the church is reminiscent of 12th century Romanesque architecture, whereas the chapel looks to be modern, but is actually representative of the early Christian churches. The vestibule through which we entered behind me has two sets of double doors, allowing us to transition from the outside world into the spiritual world. The chapel is 1,600 square feet. The floor is slate, and the area is surrounded by 12 sconces, columns, and windows, 12 being the number found in spiritual art. The antique stained glass windows depict the journey of the Israelites, as taken from stories in the New and the Old Testament. Brother Aspel designed them in a contemporary mode, in that they are not literal representations of the story, but rather are designed to aid you in imagining yourself in that particular scripture story. The plaque underneath the window tells you what story that window represents. Ed?
One of the most dramatic elements in the chapel is the Labyrinth Carpet rug. This is a copy of the original stone medieval labyrinth, which is found in the Chartres Cathedral in France. A labyrinth is a vehicle for meditation, for prayer, and for contemplation. One progresses through the labyrinth and eventually ends up in the middle. Then one progresses out to the beginning. As one progresses through the labyrinth, one could say a prayer, one could recite the rosary, one could say a mantra. For example, the docents have had an event where we remembered our loved ones. We walk through the labyrinth with a candle. And each time we come to a bend in the path, we stop and say a prayer. Again, as I said, labyrinths are a vehicle for contemplation and prayer. They are found in churches, but they're also found in other types of organizations, including hospitals, prisons, retirement homes. St. Francis of Assisi is a member of the International Labyrinth Society. What we see on this wall of the chapel is the cross of San Damiano. This is a copy of the original, which is in Assisi, Italy. This is a much smaller version. The origins of this icon have been attributed to a Syrian monk and also a conflicting origin from an unknown artist in Umbria. This is an icon and it tells the story of the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus. By looking at this icon, one can see individuals associated with the crucifixion, such as the Blessed Virgin, St. John, and the centurions.
Our Lady of Wisdom. What is different about this statue of the Blessed Mother? Most images show Mary to be a young woman, whereas this image shows her to be a more mature woman. The concept behind the design of the statue is that we turn to the Blessed Mother for wisdom as we make our journey through life. The statue is done of bronze. The artist is Max Dumas of Hemet, who is also the artist responsible for the angels at the Los Angeles Cathedral. Our Lady of Wisdom was gifted to the parish by Charles and Mary Louise Knobloch. Mary Louise was the founder of the docents here at St. Francis of Assisi. We hope you'll join the docents as we do tours of both the church and the chapel during season January through April, after the 9:15 and the 11 o'clock masses.
And if you have not yet seen it, please take the time to view the DVD, the video on our church.
Thank you for joining us today, and God bless.
God bless you all.